Welcome back to Franchise TV, the YouTube channel where I'll unbox anything and review comic books. So today was New Comic Book Day, September 2nd, 2020. Today, quite a few comic books came out, and once again, I probably spent too much money. But hey, that's okay, because comic books not only just for fun, they also can be an investment. If you invest wisely and invest in the right kind of issues. Sometimes you strike out, sometimes you hit that home run. So this week, did I hit any home runs? Let's find out. So big shout out to my local comic book store, Comic Carnival in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'll leave it directly down below to Comic Carnival, their website, Facebook page, and any kind of social media links they have. Every week they always take care of me with my weekly pull list, and they always make sure that I don't have to worry about missing out on comic books because I get my stuff pulled for me. So Comic Carnival, once again, came through. I'm going to start big on this one, okay? We're just going to go big. This is one of the ones I was most excited about this week that came out. If you're a fan of Marvel, fan of Spider-Man, if you're a fan of Miles Morales, you know what's going on with him right now. The hottest comic book character in the world right now is Miles Morales. Dude is on fire. So this week came out Miles Morales Spider-Man number 18 came out today. So this is the first full appearance of a Miles Morales clone. I thought it sounded kind of intriguing because Miles, he's probably the number one character right now that I have been speculating on since last year. I've bought a lot of Miles, and a clone of Miles Morales, that's very intriguing. So I went ahead, got cover A on my pull list, got cover B on my pull list, and while I was there, I also picked up the one per store variant. This is one of the covers that a lot of people were speculating on this week that people really wanted to get. But this is variant cover art done by Javi Guerin, limited one per store. This cover art commemorates Marvel's 80th year publishing comics. So super cool cover. You got Miles, you've got the rest of the Marvel Universe. Super cool. Let's go ahead and dive into the second comic book that I kind of went crazy on. Okay, so I bought a total of 5 issues of this comic. It's a brand new comic that just came out from Boom Studios, titled "We Only Find Them When They're Dead." I'm not too sure if anybody out there has really had an interest in this book, but I read what this book was about and I was intrigued. Let me tell you the synopsis. I think that's the right word, right? Synopsis about this comic. An autopsy ship harvests the resources from the corpses of dead gods to sustain humanity, but the ship's obsessive captain leads his crew into danger at the darkest reaches of space in search of a living god. You can't tell me that doesn't sound like a pretty awesome comic book right there, right? I read what it was about and I said, yeah, I want to go heavy on this book this week. So I went ahead, here is just the basic, like the cover A, basic cover. Picked that one up. That was on my pull list. While I was there, I was happy I got every variant ratio they had possible. This one is the one per store variant. Boom Studios sent this out as like a thank you variant to the stores. Each store only got one copy. I was able to secure Comic Carnival's one copy, so very happy with that. A very fair price. Then I also picked up this when I was there, the 1 in 10 variant. People say, what do you mean by 1 in 10? Well, what that means is the comic book store had to buy 10 of the basic cover or to get one of this cover. You're not guaranteed this unless you buy at least 10 and you pay for this one. So 1 in 10 variant, very fair price once again. And while I was there, I also picked up the 1 in 25 wraparound variant. This is also the same comic book, whatever it was called, the huge title, When They're Dead, something, I don't know. But the book sounded very interesting, so I want to get as many covers as possible, like one of each cover. 1 in 25 variant, they had to buy 25 to get one of these. I picked that one up, and the coup de grace of the entire series is this 1 in 50 variant. Stores had to buy 50 copies to get one copy of this. So I managed to get the one per store copy, the 1 in 10 copy, 1 in 25 copy, 1 in 50 copy, and then just like the cover A basic cover. And the comic book, once again, was titled, I gotta look, We only find them when they're dead. I spent more money on that comic book than any other comic book this week, buying 5 of those covers, but I'm happy I did. It sounds like a cool comic book from Boom Studios. Next, let's dip into one of my favorite comic book series right now that's going on. You've got your Thor. So today came out Thor number 5. This is a 3rd pressing. This one was, I think, pretty sure this was the first full appearance of Black Winter in Thor number 5. This is the 3rd print. Got it for cover price, which was what, $4. And day of release, these are going for like $15 shipped on eBay. But Comic Carnival charges cover price for their new like basic cover comic. So $4. Good deal. Next comic book is another. This is a 2nd printing of Venom number 27. 27 was the first appearance of Virus, I think, right? I think 27 was Virus. Or was it Codex? One of the two. But this was a 2nd printing, and the Venom series, Donny Cates does Thor and Venom. Pick up every cover that comes out of Venom and Thor from here on out. Just buy them all. These 2 comic book runs are on fire. Fire for collectors, fire for speculators, fire for anybody that just wants a good read. Thor and Venom, the Donny Cates stories. Okay, we're going back into 2nd printing goodness once again. We have Captain Marvel number 18. This is the 2nd printing. The first print was a pretty popular release when it happened. This one was the first appearance of Laurie L., the half-sister to Carol Danvers. So I did manage to get the first printing when it first came out. I think I got a couple of them. The 2nd print came out today. I said, give me that 2nd print, put it on my pull list, walked away with it. This next comic book, I bought 2 copies of because I thought the story sounded kind of cool. It's a brand new one from the new company, AWA Upshot. They've been doing some really good things right now. This new company, like they're the ones who came out with the Year Zero that's taken off like crazy right now. But AWA Upshot have been doing a lot of really good things this year so far. Let me tell you a little about this comic book. For 2 generations, Grendel, Kentucky has honored the bargain with the monster and the abandoned coal mine, but now that the pact has been broken, the town's only hope is for the prodigal daughter to return and bring along her lady biker gang. So it has to do with coal mines, has to do with monsters, has to do with the Midwest. I said, give me 2 covers. Why not? Two copies of it. Cover A. 2. Was that a wise investment to buy 2 of them? I don't know, but I thought the story sounded kind of cool. So actually, honestly, I'm actually going to read one and then leave one like unread, mint condition. So pretty much I got a reader copy and a collection copy. Next, I picked up another brand new comic from Dark Horse Comics called Spy Island, a Bermuda Triangle mystery. What? That sounds kind of awesome. Let me tell you about this one. This is a 4-issue series about a spy station on a tropical island surrounded by a dangerous cast of characters and also the Bermuda Triangle. I'm not sure if I'll read this or not. I might kind of like graze through a little bit. And I'm sure my comic book shop, Comic Carnival, probably still has copies left. So if I do turn this into a reader copy, I'll go back buy a second one just to keep one in mint condition. But I do like horror comics, thriller comics, suspense comics, so I actually might really like this one. Next, we have another one. I actually have already read this comic, and I didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of personal opinion. But this is called Lonely Receiver number 1. I bought this brand new comic. I saw the front cover. I thought it looked pretty cool. Let me tell you a little bit about what it is about. 5-issue horror breakup story about a woman who buys an artificial intelligence partner program to bond together for life, who after 10 years disconnects and leaves her. That was pretty much it. It's pretty much a love story where I read this where a woman buys the ability to create her own kind of like a girlfriend, and then her and her girlfriend they break up. They have a bad breakup. They get kind of abusive towards each other, and then they break up. I didn't see the horror part of this comic. It was mostly just a human being falls in love with almost not really a robot, but it was a creature, it was a human-like being made from flesh. But I thought it kind of stunk. Really bad story. So honestly, I probably will not even keep this comic book. I'll probably sell this locally for what I pay for this thing. $3-4. Honestly, probably sell for $2 or $3. So yeah, don't pick this one up. I don't recommend it. Disappointed in this one. I had high hopes. And now the last comic that I picked up. So I'm checking out, okay? I've got a stack of comics. A stack from my pull list, and then a new stack of the ratio variants I picked up. I'm checking out. I got my total. I look up behind the register at their like wall that they have of, you know, not new comics, but comics that are trending, comics that are above cover price because they're rare or they're desired, they're older, they're key issues. And I saw one that caught my eye. And I said, I gotta get that. So I watch a lot of Comic Tom 101 on YouTube, and I watch Economics and Comics, and I watch Jim Mint Collectibles and Very Gary Comics, just because they give you a lot of good information on comics. They give you a lot of speculation information. They tell you what's hot, what's not. I saw this back there, and I was like, Comic Tom and Jim Mint, I think it was Jim Mint, at least Comic Tom, I know for sure, was talking about this comic just like a few days ago. It was on the wall. And Comic Tom was talking about this, saying that this character, Bloodsport, okay, this is Superman number 70, or number 4 from April of 1987. This was the first appearance of this character named Bloodsport. I guess he died in the comics very, very quickly. Nobody really knows who he is, but in the new Suicide Squad trailer, there is a character that appears to be Bloodsport in the trailer. So right now this comic book is heating up by speculation that this character there will be in the new Suicide Squad movie. Okay? So I saw this on the wall but behind the register for only $10, and I even told him, I was like, oh, that's that comic that I saw on YouTube from a YouTuber I watch. I was like, I would like to buy that. And they had it for $10. And I looked at it, and I was like, man, this is actually really high-grade copy. No joke. I pulled it out. This thing's like easy 9.4, if not a 9.6. There's one small little, like, small crease right here. It is not color breaking. That should be able to get pressed out. This one is honestly a 9.8 candidate. No joke. Front cover, back cover. This is a 9. Once it gets a press, it's a 9.8 candidate. So I paid $10. I was happy to get this. So I actually get home, and what I actually do whenever I create these videos, I research each comic, and on the back of the comic, I always put down like what the comic is, a little bit of information about it on the back of the comic, like on the board, like the bag and boards, just so in this YouTube video I can just read whatever I wrote down or whatever I printed off the internet. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, that's a barcode. I think this is the newsstand edition of this comic. I was like, oh, this actually might be even more valuable than what I thought it was. So I looked this up on eBay. Right now, September 2nd, 2020, there were 132 copies of this with the direct edition little like picture here. Only 10 newsstand variants on eBay right now. I'm like, wow. So there's a total of 142 listed of this comic, only 10 newsstand variants. So you can say that print-wise, newsstand is probably like 10% of what's out there. So newsstands are hard to find, looks like. And the newsstands on eBay, I saw them going for like $30-40. So for $10, that was a bargain. I didn't even realize this whenever I bought this, that this was a newsstand. It didn't even cross my mind until I got home, and I'm like, wow, this was a really good deal. And this is a super, super high grade. I mean, this right now is probably pushing a 9.6. You give this thing a press, this is a 9.8 candidate. I looked at the front, I looked at the back, I flipped through it. This thing is in immaculate condition. So best pickup of the day wasn't even my new comic pickups. It was this. I actually plan to get this thing pressed and then get it graded. Hopefully it comes back a 9.8. That'd be cool if it did. But anyway, that's what I got today for new comic book day pickup, September 2nd, 2020. I spent a lot of money today, but I feel good about this. I feel like I got a lot of good comics this week. So Comic Carnival, huge shout out every week. They take care of me. If you're local to Indianapolis, make sure you check them out. They're off of like Keystone and like 62nd Street in that area, next to the Walmart on Keystone. Great people, excellent customer service. Comics are mint, so check them out. So I'll see you next time on this YouTube channel. I'll unbox anything and review comic books.